Women of Reddit, what things do men do that frighten you without them even realizing it?
When they emphasize that I don't need to be frightened of them completely unprompted. No easier way of getting me to be on my guard. Pretending we're deeper friends than we are. Being overly familiar and then acting like they have a right to you. Had a guy do this in college. When I told him he didn't get to dictate who I talked to. He spit his drink in my face. I barely knew him. Approaching while in a car and blocking our path with said car. Happened while I was on a walk so he could have parked. Approached on foot. And maintained a respectable distance. It's not frightening, per se, but it definitely makes me wary because it could lead to situations that are frightening. When talking to a guy, he's super pushy, like, asking for pics of this and that, and even saying no, they're stilly pushy. All that makes me do is not want to meet him. If he's this pushy via text messaging, how pushy is he going to be in person? If he can't take no now, what are the odds he can take no in person? I once had a guy demand that I rank my sexual partners. I told him no. I told him, I can't and I won't. Dude flew off the digital handle. I blocked him right then. Asking personal questions that have nothing to do with why you are communicating in the first place. Example. Getting my muffler welded and being asked by the welder, where do you live? How long have you lived there? Do you have roommates or is it just you? And about 30 more personal and invasive questions. So fucking uncomfortable. I walk in today, a guy on motorcycle pulled up on me 3x. I mean, dude, if I don't want to engage, then don't follow. Continue to pull over to meet me or whatever. Adding. Wanted to add that although my area feels very safe, I don't want to see any vehicle roll up on me. No shoulder. Because on President's Day, a car rolled up on me. Windows came down. Airsoft guns came out. And they shot me with rock salt look of triumph. Hovering. Don't hover behind me. That's one of the very few things that makes me nervous.
Blocking the doorway, especially during an argument. X did that and would make himself bigger, spreading his arms etc., so I couldn't leave the room. A guy I'm seeing took me out to a baseball game for our first date. It was nice, I didn't get any weird vibes from him at all. After the game, he asked if I wanted to go see some of the spots he likes to go walking. I didn't think much about it until we got there and I realized he was basically taking me to the woods in the dark. He told me to follow him and I'm thinking I'm about to get killed, but it turns out he just wanted to show me his favorite place to go on walks and chill because you can see the entire city from there and at night it looks really pretty. He took me to a couple more trails that night and I ended up having a great time and forgot that it's pitch black outside and I'm with a guy I've never gone out with before out in nature. Definitely thought I was going to get killed at first though.
Standing too close. How do you know if it's too close? I'll back up half a step, don't match it. Pick me up. I'm short and have a slight build. It's not that I'm scared of them trying to prove how strong they are. I'm just terrified of being dropped. Telling me things they would do to me if I didn't have a husband. Being out somewhere and them not letting me leave. Not taking no for an answer. Telling me that they drive by my home to see if I'm there. First date. Didn't really know him. Comes to my apartment to pick me up. Invite him in and he proceeds to tell me how he is going to rearrange the furniture when he moves in. Back in the 70s I always picked up hitchhikers. Picked up this guy. He gets in then looks at me and says, you know you should really be careful about who you pick up. Guy the first was living with. I know you will never leave me because you can't outrun a bullet. This one may be intentional, but it gives me the absolute creeps when men try to squeeze past me and lightly put their hands on me. Especially my waist, I hate it. Just say, excuse me. Edit. Quite a few people have asked clarifying questions. so I'll give my thoughts on when it's okay to touch a woman in a crowded area. 1. Try to just go around her another way. 2. If you can't, say excuse me. 3. If it's loud or something and that doesn't work, sometimes touching just can't be helped. Either just squeeze past if it's a packed area, or if you have to lay your hands on her, a firm, but not rough, hand on the shoulder or upper back is likely fine. Lightly tickling the lower back or small of the waist is creepy. Usually if you touch a strange man that way, you might be up for an ass beating. If you wouldn't willingly touch some big, strange guy that way, mostly looking at you, straight guys, don't do it to a woman. Years ago I went out with this dude and during snacks and a drink, it was pretty clear we weren't a good match. I politely turned down another round and thanked him. I put my bag over my shoulder and began walking to the bar to pay. Not more than 2 steps from the table the dude yanks my purse strap and says, "What, no hug?" Quote. Really taken aback, I hugged him and shuffled quickly to pay and get out of there. As I was paying I explained to the waitress whom I knew from another job that the dude was super creepy and asked if I could sneak down the back stairs. She let me go through and I rushed down the back stairs and then outside to my car. Breathing a deep sigh I got out of the parking lot and at the first red light at the corner where the restaurant was the creepy dude crossing the street. Without any hint of emotion, he whipped out a pen and wrote my license plate down on his hand. Never saw him again, that I know of. 3 years ago I matched with a guy on Tinder and agreed to meet up with him. He suggested going to a park and when I got there it was a heavily wooded area with a trail and I stupidly followed him into the trail. We walked around for a while, sat on some rocks. Then it started getting dark and we decided to head out, but we ended up getting lost and not being able to find the exit and we stumbled upon a grave-sized hole in the dirt and at this point it was pitch black and I was thinking it was all a set it up and that I was going to be ambushed. I pointed out the grave-sized hole and he seemed scared too, so I gave him the benefit of the doubt and stayed quiet. We finally found an exit after about an hour of stumbling in pitch-black darkness. We're still dating to this day and I've brought up what a horrible date plan that was. And how it came off the wrong way lol, and he said he didn't realize it at the time. It was a total curb your enthusiasm moment. I was picked up that day so I didn't have a car with me to back out and drive home. So that was pretty dumb of me too. When men try to show off their dominance over you or anyone really. Like when you mention something to a guy about another guy and he goes, "I'll kill anyone who talks to you," it's quite frightening really. I don't know why you're acting so cautious. If I wanted to kill you, I would have already done it. Said to me by a friend of a friend I was meeting because it was his first time in a foreign country.
Happened few times. I was working late in small market with no one around and when they come in and ask me if I'm not scared to be alone. Well, now I am, thanks.
Not going away when I have made it abundantly clear that I am not interested.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.